May I have your attention, please? No, your basic attention. And I don't need your basic attention. I've got my own. And that's the code that I'm going to talk about, but more towards my basic strategy that I like to use on many different codes, and this being one of them. And I also want to show how you can be a little unlucky and it still works out fine. And I first got into this code of BAT on the first day of August, second day of August. And what happened was it had this break up here going up to 4,500. And I'm looking at it thinking, okay, well, this is, well, back then I was thinking about where it came from. It was around 4,150. So I thought, you know what, let's put a buy order in there. So I did. I bought at the 41 level. Now, as far as how I've traded the rest of the way, well, the first thing I want to do is I want to put a sell order in. And generally speaking, well, it happened to be around 5,700, roughly around here. Let's show all the buys and sells. And what I did was I bought 165 earlier, and I did so at 41.59, and I unloaded 117 of them at 57.77. So when I see I was told that I sold here, oh, okay, I will then try to put a buy order in. And this is where you get unlucky, because what I didn't do was I didn't buy at the bottom areas. So I wasn't able to buy in here because my buy order was 44.02. And if it would have hit at 45.02, that would have been sweet, because not only would I have bought in here, but I would have sold either somewhere around here, previous high, or maybe somewhere around here, had, of course, that been the case. So I miss out on all of the gains in the middle of August, so be it. And when I do these orders, it's set it and forget it. Meaning I literally do forget it. I don't need to look at these charts. I mean, I could. The value of these things for me are minimum size bet investments. So I play dozens, close to 100 of these codes this way. And then we have this buy that did come in because 44.02 executed around the 14th. And then I put a seller in for 54.95 as it sold right in here. And after that sell order came in, it quickly, within minutes or an hour or so, I was able to buy it back here as it retraced back down to 50.10. So I sold 92 at 54.95. I bought 75 back at 50.10. Then I end up selling very quickly after that 50 at 50.79. So I missed out on these higher gains. I could have got them. I didn't. And I've just recently bought now back at 5,000 again. So I'll be looking to sell back in here. That's where my sell order is. It's at like 66, I think, up here below previous high. As far as where I want to buy back again, I'm going a long ways lower. I could go back to that 4,200 level, but I'm not. I've got my buy order in closer to 3,000 on the next leg lower. As far as where I have my statistics, my net holdings, I have 156 and a third tokens, which is basically 9 less than where I started. My net overall cost is 467,000 Satoshi. And that works out to that of, well, 100,000 is like $4 and change. So that's like $15 worth, which is a relatively small number. But a lot of these small numbers add up when you have many dozens of codes within this level. But it works out with just a few trades, missing that big buy on the 10th because I was undercut by 100 Satoshi, and thus missing out on the sale that would have gotten who knows at that point. Not getting this top, but still getting a sale in here. Then that has worked out to an average cost of 2,601 Satoshi, which is substantially well, considering the cost right now is $52.89 with an entry in at $41.59. And there hasn't been that many trades. And when you don't really know where the market's going to go, but you think in the long term it's at least not going to go down, this strategy ends up working really, really well, because you just see right off the bat, you buy 41.59, you sell something significantly higher, like 5,700. That's a difference of 1,600 points. So you're looking at about 40 or so percent. You're looking for the decent gains, realistic levels. And then every time you sell, you're looking to buy back cheaper. When you get into situations where you have a good amount of tokens, this is just one where I'm playing around. I have a very high chance of selling all my tokens if this goes straight up. Then that's how I play it with there. But sometimes if you have a large position, when I make these sales, I might buy, say, 1,000 at one point and then only sell 100 at a time. And I do such in that example because I'm buying more to sell at a higher price and then go for bigger gains. I'll give you an example of one I would do that right now if I didn't already have a decent holding size, and one I have added more towards at these levels, that is Litecoin. And if I were to enter this again for right now for the first time, 100 was that key level, so it's not too far from it now. So you buy a bunch now. Let's just assume you bought, like, say, and whether this number is big or small for someone, it's all in perspective to your bankroll. But let's just assume you bought 10 Litecoin here. That means I might look to only sell in here maybe a half of a Litecoin or 3/4 of one. And I might say to myself, okay, I'm buying 10, but I want to hold 7.5 of them for much higher gains. So I'll allocate the other 2.5 to sell at these levels. But I want to sell very aggressively when it goes to a certain key level, maybe 0.036 or whichever number in which is desired for where you want to play. But, okay, I'm going to buy a bunch now. I'll even have some buy orders here. So maybe I'll buy 10 Litecoin here, and then I'm going to try to buy a Litecoin here. Maybe I'm going to try to buy 2 here. You can buy more when prices get cheaper because, well, just that. 5 at 30,000 is the same cost as 2.5 at 60 kind of deal. So you have your buy orders in. Okay, let's sell one here. Let's sell one here, and let's or whatever you do. Maybe you sell a half here, a half here, a half here, and then I'm going to put another half at 0.028. But again, I want to hold X amount for a significant gain. And then when that gain comes in, I'm going to be looking to unload a lot of them and then buying them back when it goes back to a key level. Ideally, what would be perfect is for a significant break above the 20 handle where it's easy to unload a decent amount of the tokens. Looking to buy it back where? Yeah, where it came from, which would be 20. So on a big break, I'll be looking to buy back in here. But that's, of course, a long ways away, and that's just part of the strategy in which I use. And so as it stands for me, that's basically how I'm playing Litecoin. I'm holding well more than 60% of them back to sell over the 0.036 level, or 304, well over 0.034-ish, I guess. And then the rest of them I'm looking to pick back and forth. So I'll be looking to, if I sell at, say, 0.014, I'll look to buy back at 0.01. Then say if I sell at 0.018, I'll look to buy that back, maybe somewhere back around here. And just keep on going from there. So thank you for tuning in. I hope this has helped, and have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.